I'm Danny. I could hear him back there. Hello, everybody. Right. Welcome to One More with Danny Coleman. I am Danny Coleman, and we are coming to you live from Monmouth Music right here in beautiful downtown Red Bank, New Jersey. I want to thank Mario DiBartolo for allowing us to take up residence here every Monday, as always. And if anybody out there watching would like to see something on One More with Danny Coleman, please contact us at driceproductions@gmail.com, DRICE productions@gmail.com, or contact me, dcoleman.drice@gmail.com, and we will do our very best to make sure that we bring you one more of whatever it is you want to see. Now, my guest this evening. Well, actually, I have to put you on hold. I didn't finish because you know what caught my eye?
What's that?
These pastries.
Delicious.
I have to give our sponsors. I almost forgot about that.
Good, I'm not ready yet.
You're not ready? You got to.
No.
All right, get yourself psyched up. We'll be ready to go. That's it. Do a yoga thing.
I need to think about pastries.
Yeah, whatever that is, right? Yeah. Pastries. Provided to us by Antoinette Boulangerie, which is right next door here, 32 Monmouth Street, Red Bank, New Jersey. These things are out of this world delicious, so please check them out. And I also want to thank Mr. Pizza Slice. Right, Nash? Mr. Pizza Slice, also right here in Red Bank, for providing the pre-show meal this evening. Pizza. So give them a big shout out. And, did you have any pizza?
No, I'm hoping that it'll be a post-show.
Oh, there'll be some leftover. We had pizza. Mr. Pizza Slice for doing so. And the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. I want to thank them for all the charitable work that they do. Their 2 CDs, Bright Lights on Broad Street, and their most recent, Magic on the Navasink, benefiting various charities. Actually, their first one, Bright Lights on Broad Street, benefited Little Kids Rock. So that's a nationwide charity. Ooh, you catch that, Nash?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. It's like Nixon almost.
Like Nixon?
Only less popular.
I am not a crook. I didn't even know you remembered. You're not old enough to even know who Nixon was, are you?
No, I know who he is.
Okay, all right. You paid attention.
They teach something in
school,
class,
right?
Come on.
Cool, this one, Magic on a Navasink, benefits the Red Bank Elks charities, veterans charities. Red Bank Elks number 233, right around the corner here on Front Street. But that's all said and done, and tonight I want to welcome along another musician who is involved with. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit and let you do your thing.
Let me do that. Let me stumble. You do that. Let me stumble.
No pressure. One guy's watching you.
That's right. I want to. Bob Macon, of course, is celebrating his 30 years of making waves. Mm-hmm. His great column that he does, and you are going to be performing at one of the Making Waves anniversary concerts.
Yeah, 2 of them, actually.
That's right. Let's have the studio audience, all right, the crew, put their hands together for Sir Xerri. Yeah.
Oh, please. Wow. All of you are too kind, really.
Now, this is not our first rodeo with this thing here. You and I have done this before.
We go way back.
You were several months.
Yeah.
You were on my radio program, Rock on Radio, with our friend and all-around sweetheart, Lisa Coppola.
Lisa Coppola, that's right.
You came in and played some guitar for her.
We did.
Along with her husband. And now you're here as a solo act.
That's right.
It was funny. Halfway through that program, it's like you had this epiphany, and all of a sudden you went from being you to, I am Sir Xerri. So what's with the Sir Xerri? Go ahead. I'm not going to give away your name. I'll let you do that if you wish, but otherwise.
I am Sir Xerri. That's it. Ever since my metamorphosis, I guess.
And did that occur on my radio program?
And I think it happened that morning.
That morning?
When I had
it was
finalized the name.
Bubbling within all day, and it just finally came out?
Yeah. Well, so I wanted to have a stage name because to me it seemed really narcissistic to have my friends start wearing shirts that just say my name on it.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, let's think of a stage name so I can sort of deal with that. And so now instead of that sort of narcissism, now I make everybody call me sir, which is obviously
But you
a
don't
humbling
spell
thing.
it like SIR. You spell it.
Right. So I spell it SER,
Right.
which is part of, I guess, to make it a little less like I think I'm better than everybody. Also, it's the Game of Thrones spelling for everyone following at home who reads. Right there we go. See?
Nash is the glue that holds the show together. See how
Exactly.
quick he came up with that?
Yeah.
To help
He
that
knows.
flow right on in?
That's it.
Okay.
So Game of Thrones is pretty awesome, and so that's part of it. Also, it's unique, whatever, all that stuff.
Okay, but yet, so is the spelling of Xerri.
Right. So that part is actually my last name. That I didn't have to come up with.
Okay.
And Xerri, right? So, again, for those following at home,
hope
Xerri, X like X-ray, ERRI. That's a Maltese name. My grandparents on my father's side are from Malta.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, yeah.
I've never met anybody from Malta. Obviously, you have.
Sir Xerri.
Sir Xerri.
Yeah, I've actually never been there, to be honest, but I'm hoping soon. It's you know where it is?
Malta?
Yeah.
Isn't that down off the coast of Italy somewhere?
Yeah, it's basically
Okay.
very good. You passed the test.
See,
You-
I paid
you can
attention
come.
in school too.
Yeah, it's right by Sicily.
Yeah, I know. I thought so.
But it's a tiny, tiny, tiny island. Like if you look on most maps, the capital, the star for the capital, is bigger than the island itself. Yeah. But they film a lot of. It's supposed to be this beautiful place, and if you look at pictures, it is. I can't comment on the actual experience because, like I said, I haven't returned to my homeland yet. But yeah, like. What's it? Troy was filmed there, or parts of it.
Okay.
Count of Monte Cristo, and more recent movies, but I'm not that hip. So,
Well, with the Humphrey Bogart movie, right? Would Play It Again, Sam. What the heck was that? A Maltese Falcon? Was that? Film?
I don't know what that's all about, to be honest. Yeah, you're lucky I got Nixon before.
Oh Lord!
Yeah.
See, sometimes the generation gap is tough. But that's okay. We work through that here.
That's right.
I like to think that I preclude all generations.
I walked in, I was like, "Who's this young man about to interview me?" That's what I thought.
Oh, jeez.
I should be interviewing him.
Boy.
Yeah, somebody should interview me, Nash.
Oh, that'd be a good episode.
I think Tom should do that. You ready to do that, Tom?
It's agreeable.
Okay.
Well, I found out
But-
some interesting information about you today.
You did?
Yeah. Turns out we live kind of near each other. I live in Bordentown.
Okay. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I see on your website
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to be at the Hob on.
I'm gonna be at the
Wednesday
Hog.
night?
Yeah, yeah.
I may have to
You're
stroll
gonna come,
down there.
dude? That would be awesome.
So you live in Bordentown?
Yeah, I just moved there a few months ago.
God, we should have carpooled.
That's exactly what I said. I know.
Whereabouts? What section?
Are there sections? I live right on Park Street, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, a couple.
Gotcha. No, you're
Yeah.
So you're walking to that gig at the Hob.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as someone else is bringing the gear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's not that big a place. You can get away with your amp.
yeah. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that.
I may stop down there now on Wednesday. Look at that, Nash. See, I saw. What made you move to Bordentown? Where were you from originally?
Originally, well,
Besides Malta.
besides Malta, right? So if we go way back to the ancestors, I grew up mostly in Freehold. I was living in Belmont basically for a few years.
All right. So what brings you to Bordentown? The Hob.
I came for the Hob. I
that's
heard great things about the Hob. You know what? I just had some friends who lived there, and one in particular who happened to have a spare room in the house that he owns.
Okay.
And it's great. My friend Tyler, who's a great drummer who will be playing with me at the Hob on Wednesday, lives
okay.
right down the block.
Oof.
And his drums are in my house, so it's a pretty good situation.
They're probably better off in your house than at the Hob.
We're gonna make it work.
Ooh, small.
He's got the jazz touch. You can keep it
Okay.
quiet.
That's
Yeah,
that you guys that you're in Bordentown. You weren't loving Bordentown too much this past weekend, though, were you?
What do you mean?
The street fair. went
Oh, you
on.
know what? I wasn't even around.
Oh,
Yeah.
lucky you, because
Yeah.
parking is at a premium, and
Yeah.
it's a mob scene.
Yeah, I'm glad then that it worked out.
Ooh, you're
I
lucky.
What did I do? Yeah, Saturday I played at a wedding, and then I had my cousin's bachelor party on the Saturday night. So went to Brooklyn, Coney Island area. It was cool.
All right, so his blood's like mine, about 90 proof right about now. That's a beautiful thing.
No.
So,
I've had a whole day to sober up.
yeah, it's never. That's not enough time. Let's talk about your instrument, the guitar.
Yeah. You want me to bring it over to you, or you
No,
can
it's
see it
okay.
from there?
We can see it from there. We're good. When did you start playing it?
I started playing, I guess now about 15-ish years ago.
Okay.
When I was like 8th grade, right before high school.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. I played mostly as, mostly as just a bedroom guy, but then eventually, most of my gigging has been as a solo performer.
Right.
Which, pros and cons to that. But so now, more recently, I've been playing with, like I said, with my buddy Tyler and a couple other guys. There's a good little community of people over in Bordentown.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of musicians, and then in the surrounding communities like Hamilton and Trenton. And have you made your way around the corner to the man cave yet? To Randy Now's man cave?
Not yet.
Farnsworth?
I've passed by it, but I haven't walked in yet.
Randy used to do all the booking at Cedar Gardens or Cedar City Gardens, the famed nightclub. That ask Randy if you ever go in there. Tell him I sent you, and then ask him to tell you how many people. Some of the people who've actually slept on his couch right there on Park Street,
Yeah.
where he used to live, where they
Nice.
still live. The Ramones, Green Day,
Awesome.
Nirvana. Randy had this knack of finding these bands before they hit it big, and they would play this crappy club in the middle of the ghetto in Trenton, but it was on the level of CBGBs and Maxwell's and
Awesome.
that kind of thing. And Randy has that shop, and then the Record Collector is a little further down the street in Bordentown on Farnsworth Avenue. It's a neat little area there.
I like it. To be honest, I really haven't gotten out to enjoy the town too much. But, I'm still fresh in there. But, I'm starting to learn the spots.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of them. And then if you go the other direction, towards Hamilton, there's a couple of bars right there that have live music every weekend. So that's good.
Yeah.
Places for you to possibly perform.
Exactly. You know what? Today, the Hob, and then tomorrow, Carnegie
The
Hall.
Hob.
Tomorrow, next month, the Hob. Yeah.
So at what age did you realize, I really want to keep doing this? I mean, a lot of people play the guitar and they just kind of never do anything with it. Or they'll play the keys and the piano just collects dust in the living room, and a couple times a year they'll get the urge to bang on it.
Yeah.
But you're not that way, and I know that. So what made you want to, where was your watershed moment, your epiphany? Like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to go out and perform.
I think I keep having them, that's a good question. I've always dreamed of obviously being on stage, like being a rock star. I think even people who don't play kind
Do
of.
you know how refreshing that is to hear that? Because most people come in here and say, well, I never do it for the money. I never did it to be rich and famous. Oh, you're so full of baloney.
Yeah, I mean, I got to make money somehow.
All right.
But right, like I said, it can be a weird thing being a working musician, because sometimes it can take the fun out of it, and do I want to be an artist or an entertainer, or any combination of the two, right? So for a while, I guess I really only started gigging right around when I graduated college, so X amount of years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. And when you're doing, I was like mostly playing solo, a duo here and there, but when you do kind of just the classic rock bar gigs on a solo acoustic guitar, it can get a little old, especially as it is. People always want you to play what they want to hear, and that's when they tell you you're great. What they really mean is you played songs I like, right?
You played the right cover material.
Yeah, you played songs I like, right? And so for a while when I was living in Belmar, I was playing at Paul's Tavern a lot. Okay. And what I was doing was...
Is that on 10th Street?
It's on Main by like 17th. Okay. It's actually technically Lake Como, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I was doing... eventually, from doing all these gigs, these cover gigs, I realized like I know a lot of cover songs. So I started doing live karaoke, acoustic karaoke, which, as far as I know, I've never seen anybody else do that with an acoustic guitar. I've seen live band karaoke, and I would have a lot of fun there. It was right by my house, so it was cool. But after a while, I mean, that is, the epitome of just selling yourself out, right? It's like people are lining up to say, play this. And so I was doing that a lot for like a year or so. And after that, I kind of didn't really want to play anymore.
Burned you out that bad?
Yeah. Or at the very least, it just, my paradigm of what it meant to be a working musician was not something I felt like pursuing anymore for a little while.
Okay.
And so I didn't play out for like a year, I think, after that. And I don't know that it was like this conscious thing of like, I don't want to do this anymore. It was just the draw to do it wasn't really there anymore. But then once I started remembering that I can play music I like and make, I don't have to do that. That's not what being a musician has to be. And don't get me wrong.
Did you play your originals at all? Your original music?
Yeah, I did, but it always took a back seat, because even, you play, in the bar gigs, if I'm playing 3 hours, I don't have that much original material, So I'd play the covers a lot and throw some originals in. And honestly, they always got pretty good responses, but I don't know, I guess it's hard to get out of the idea of like, I'm here to entertain the public. I better make sure they're not bored. So let me,
Well,
do that.
that only translates because if they're bored and they don't keep coming back, the bar owner's not going to have you back.
Right.
He doesn't care what you play.
I know that.
As long as he's selling,
Right. That's the
food and drink. They don't care what.
Right.
It's coming out of your amplifier.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Most owners don't necessarily want to hear your demo. They want to know how many people you can bring in.
Now, do you or do you not have a disc?
A disc?
A CD? Have you recorded one yet, or you were in the process? I can't remember when we last spoke.
I'm working on my debut EP right now. I have a couple of singles.
EP, how many songs?
Depends on when I feel like stopping, but probably I'm thinking about 3 to 5 just to get it out.
Okay.
We'll see if I can cut myself off.
Now, have you begun the recording process?
Yeah, I have drum tracks. I have for the 3 songs that I think are going to be the focal point. I have a lot of it recorded already, but I'm doing all of it myself, the recording and mixing. So.
Oh, okay. So you're doing it at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's part of why, it's a very fluid process. Yeah, it'll be done. It'll be 3 to 5. It'll be released somewhere between June and December. And,
the EP that's years in the making.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Also, too, I'm trying to. It's some. I'm gonna put out old songs, like my love songs, basically, that I wrote. So the EP is gonna be called "From Sir with Love." So, right? You get that? That's good.
My band plays "To Sir with Love," so
one day, yeah.
Will Lulu be making an appearance on this track as well?
You know what? You never know.
Well, "From Sir with Love."
With love.
I see that.
That's how you do it.
Well, we will find out if that's how you do it. I'm sure that it'll be fine. Right. But
if you do it,
we ready, Nash? We're gonna go right to the ad right now. That's good. I spoke earlier. First of all, this is OneMore, Danny Coleman. I'm Danny Coleman. That's Sir Xerri sitting right over here on my right, your left, and we are going to be talking about a little about his music, about how he came to be a musician, about Bob Macon's 30th anniversary concert series. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Let's talk about you, man.
We'll talk about me. That's a short subject. Keep your eyes open for the next charity compilation CD produced by the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. Magic on the Navasink features original works by artists such as Colossal Street Jam, Dawn Hopkins, DJ Pinelli, John Hathaway, Shady Street Show Band, Santa Ray, and many more. Magic on the Navasink is produced to benefit the Red Bank Elks Lodge number 233 Veterans Support Programs. Their first one, Bright Lights on Broad Street, was in support of Little Kids Rock, which provides free music instruction and instruments to underserved public school districts all across the United States. The Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank, LLC, is a collective of local musicians and performing artists bound together by the immeasurable power of music. And they donate to charities and worthy causes and can be found at the redbankallstars.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/redbankallstars. So Strawberry Pie is also on that disc, and I think it's 18. Is it 18, Nash? 18 or 20?
I think 18.
18 different artists donated music to, just donated their material.
Awesome.
And every I'm pretty sure every dollar donated or from the purchase goes to these charities. So
Sweet.
it's a true giving of themselves and their time. And I have a lot of friends in that project. Lisa Coppola was part of that project with the Red Bank
Blues Band?
Blues Band.
Cool.
Yeah. How'd you meet Lisa?
I met Lisa through her husband, John.
Okay. How'd you meet John?
This is a great story. Actually, so I think when we came on that time, John and I talked about our Beatles startup band.
Right.
That at that time,
Oh, yeah. That's
we
right.
we
Yeah.
weren't sure if it was going to start up or not.
Okay.
Well, we officially started up. We had our first gig on Friday
You did?
Yeah.
Where at?
at Woody's Roadside in
Oh, in
Farmingdale.
Farmingdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had a really good home crowd out there.
All right. Nice.
My mom, my biggest fan, obviously, brought a ton of her
Okay.
friends, so that worked well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I met John because I answered an ad on Craigslist for a Beatles band, and it turned out that the guy Rich DeFeo, I don't know if you know him.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, actually.
sweet. He was the one putting this band together, and I had actually coincidentally met him a couple years back when I was playing at some little Greek restaurant in Spotswood, and he happened to be there as well.
Okay.
We started playing together with a drummer and a bass player. That bass player ended up not working out, and he called John McDonald, who they've played together for I think something like 15
Oh, wow.
15 years,
Okay.
something like that. And we played together, and to be honest, it was a practice that I was not particularly prepared for, and it was I think it was the morning after a rough night as well, so my voice sounded a lot like it does right now, and but he told his wife about me after that because she was looking for a guitar player.
Guitar player for her stuff?
and
Okay.
singer. So, and he actually said that what won him over was we went into an impromptu "Spirit of the Radio" by Rush, and that's I've been playing that song for a long time, just for fun. So I guess my Geddy Lee was something that he thought was worthy of mentioning to his wife.
Right.
So
And
now I'm
so
part
you're
of
a
the
Rush
family.
fan then?
yeah, more into Yes. As far as the truth is, I like prog rock a lot as a genre, but I don't really like that many prog rock bands. I don't know why. I think that because I tend to not like really heavy music, and I think a lot of prog rock just tends to be really heavy.
Well,
like,
they do.
like King Crimson and stuff like that. It's just a little too heavy for where my tastes run. But I love Yes.
Speaking of prog rock, last night on what's that radio show I do, Nash? What's Rock On Radio? Yes, last night on Rock On Radio, a progressive rocker, and a very good friend of mine, Rich Yolanda, was in the audience, and Rich didn't even know it, but we got a phone call right before we went on air, and Rich has been signed to a division of Sony Records, and his stuff will now be up on the Orchard.
I don't know what that is.
That's above like iTunes and Apple. It's a select bunch of
Oh.
and there's a tour in the future. So Rich Yolanda's Flying Dreams. Rich has been a guest of this program, and good things are happening for him.
Sweet. Does he need
So-
someone who can do a decent Geddy Lee? Because apparently I can.
He was in progressive rock bands, Fire Ballet, Nectar. He did a 3-year stint with Renaissance.
Cool.
So there's a heavily his keyboard player is, I don't know if are you familiar with Kendall Scott?
Oh yeah, Kendall Scott is in Penny Road with us.
Yeah.
That's our Beatles.
Okay,
band,
well
yeah.
Kendall is Richie's keyboards player.
Awesome.
So there's topic conversation next
There
day.
you go.
Practice.
Finally, I have
so-
something to talk to Kendall about.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
that's weird though. For not that you're so young, but most guys like in your age bracket aren't really into progressive rock. Who was your favorite? What was your favorite incarnation of Yes? Since you mentioned Yes.
Well, those early albums, basically from everything before Owner of a Lonely Heart, pretty much.
Okay. Before
like,
OU812 or not? Oh, no, wait, that's Van Halen.
90210.
902, yeah, Beverly
Whichever
Hills.
one it was.
Yeah, whatever it was. Okay.
Yeah, like those first albums with Steve Howe is my dude. Those are great. I mean, I just in high school listening to those over and over again. Great stuff.
Now I see Rich, who I just spoke of. One of my favorite stories to tell about Rich and I. Him and I did a gig at this little tiny place that holds like 75 people, and there were about 25 there. We did the gig. Less than a week later, he's on stage with Renaissance at Yestival, where Yes was the headline.
Awesome. That's a
Chris
great
Squire,
name. Great
Chris
name for a
Squire,
festival.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Chris Squire was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Howe. After the first set, I was not by Rich but by another band. I was invited to go backstage, and I'm walking down the hallway, and there's Howe and Squire standing from me to you away, and it's like, and then the TV crew came in because they were about to be interviewed, so they kind of like pushed me away. I couldn't even talk to them.
Yeah.
But my knees got weak. I'm like, that's like rock and roll royalty right there.
Seriously. And did they just recently get recognized by the Hall of Fame? Were they inducted or no? Am I thinking of Rush?
Going in this year?
Because it's like a thing that prog rock is like
Rush
not
is
allowed.
Right?
You know?
I saw that they nominated or they voted in like Tupac. I'm thinking,
Really?
I thought it was rock and roll. What happened there?
Well, it's all, it's commercial anyway. So,
Well, a very prominent rock star told me that one time that being inducted into that is nice and it's flattering, but it's really just amongst the industry. It's not.
yeah, it's records. It's a record sale thing. That's one of the big indicators. So,
So
that's fine. I mean, more people should listen to Yes, but hey, what are you
True.
gonna do?
and I've been a Rush fan forever. I've seen every tour since Permanent Waves. Just so it's like
Nice. Yeah, I saw them a couple times.
you don't know where to look.
Yeah, and there's only 3 of them on stage.
Correct. And being a drummer, Neil Peart, Carl Palmer, them guys are always my,
Do you play full kit a lot, or you're mostly percussion? I thought I remembered you saying percussion.
It varies. Right now, I'm really not doing much full kit. I got a couple things in the works, but nothing concrete. But the one band I'm in, like we just played in Philly on Saturday, the Italian festival. Had to be a few thousand people in the
Yeah.
streets,
Sweet.
And I do percussion in that band.
Cool.
But I'm also the radio voice. We create a radio broadcast live on stage using the music from AM radio 1966 to 1976.
Really?
Yeah. We're a
Interesting.
10-piece band, so it's
What's the name of the band?
Boss Radio AM Gold.
Boss Radio AM Gold. Got it. Check out Boss Radio AM Gold. See, I can do what you
See,
do. Come
that's
on.
right. Go ahead. Matter of fact, I'm just going to sit here. Go ahead.
I just got to know when to look at the camera. How you guys doing out there? This is Freddie Boom Boom Washington here with.
Remember?
That's all I
funny.
got, bro.
Yeah, it's all because of stuff I grew up on. Wait a minute.
Well, when I had my afro, everybody would always would call me Horseshack.
Really?
Yeah, I'd get. You know what? I always get the non-flattering. You look like what's his name? I get
Like who else? Who else did I say you look like?
Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Screech.
Right, which okay, I get it. That's nice, but not. I used to get Borat a lot, which Also,
Okay, I can
also
see
great,
that a little bit.
but not exactly flattering. You
Okay.
know, especially when a girl comes up and says, "Hey, it's Borat." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." You know,
That's when you look at her and go into character.
it's like,
Yes,
"Yes,
it
I like
is."
you. Do you like me?"
That's all.
Yeah.
Got to make that work for you, man.
That's
You got to
true.
go with it.
That's
you got to
right.
go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Well, it's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So, tell us about your music, your original stuff.
Oh boy. Well, I can tell you that if you want to hear some, come to the Bob Macon show that he's putting on, right? The Sgt. Pepper.
Are you on the Sergeant Pepper one?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
A recent addition. That's June 1st.
June 1st. Yeah, it's coming up fast.
Yeah. Thursday. It's a Thursday night, June 1st, at Pino's in Highland Park.
Yeah. That's a good lineup you got there. It's a good lineup of players that's on that.
Yeah, I'm excited to get with to see some of these people.
I had another last night on my radio show. I had Lil Asmar. Kid's 9 years old. He's rated as the top underage bass player in the entire world, not
Really?
just the country.
Oh my God.
Literally on the globe. Check. You got to go. You got to go to YouTube. For those of you at home, you have to go to YouTube and just put in Lil Asmar. 9 years old. The kid's playing slap bass.
How?
He started playing when he was 7.
What? So he's only been playing for 2 years, and he's
2 and he is a bass savant.
so yeah.
His father was there. I said, how did he learn to play that well in 2 years? His father said he came in, watched me playing. I handed him the bass. He played it back to me.
Wow.
Never had a lesson.
But can he do a Freddie Boom Boom Washington voice? That's
Probably not.
that's the real question,
Probably not.
right? So
maybe Gary
keep
Coleman.
trying, kid.
Yes. He had the Gary Coleman down pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
What you talking about, Willis?
Right.
But it was phenomenal. But he's going to be on the bill the 21st of July. He's going to be opening up the show. That's
Cool.
with the CC Coletti Band and Anthony Grisen and all them.
Oh, sweet.
But are you going to be part of the All-Star Sergeant Pepper thing that they're going to do
I
there?
don't think so because I
Okay.
think they had that band all together before I was on the bill.
All right.
But if they need someone to tap in, I know a bunch of Beatles songs
Yeah,
because
right.
of this Beatles band.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for filling in tonight
Yeah.
on semi-short notice. Because
No problem.
for those of you tuning in expecting to see Kate dressed up, she had a change of plans, and she had to back out of the concert series for whatever the reasoning. So we're trying to go with the artists that are going to be on the bill, and you fit the bill,
Here
so
I
to
am.
speak.
Exactly.
So how do you write your material?
All different ways. I don't have a process.
Okay.
The process is always different. Either I'll hear something in my head, or basically what usually comes to me first is a moment in the song. That's usually where I build from. Like I'm like, oh, that would be a great moment. But the problem is I've got 1,000 moments ready. I just don't have a lot of songs around them because I'm real easy at the part that doesn't require any actual work. Oh, this moment, got it. Now to build a song around it. Most of my songs do not come out all in one shot. I'll get like half a song down, and then it'll sit for who knows how long before I actually finish it. But the ones that come out all at once, I usually really like the best. Where you're just feeling that emotion,
It just
that
flows
idea.
out.
Yeah.
Most people I talk to, independent artists, say that the songs, their best material are the ones they write in like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense because when it's always organic when that happens. Once I start feeling like I need to really think about what I'm doing, I tend to not enjoy that process as much, and sometimes not like the material as much either.
Now, being a writer, I have those little moleskin black books
Yeah.
all over the place. There's one in my car. There's one on my desk at work. There's one in my computer bag. There's one in my bedroom on my nightstand.
Yeah.
So, whenever I get some kind of thing, I
Jot
just
it
write
down.
it down.
Yeah.
But like you said, I've got
Right.
10,000 moments or 10,000 one-line lyrics
Exactly.
stuck all over the place. And I always
Yeah.
thought, let me try and put these like 5 together, see what I come up with.
Right.
you know?
Get like the end of Abbey Road or like something like that.
Yeah, and
Just
you
piece 'em all
don't,
together.
you really don't know. So, okay, so we find out progressive rock, and you obviously like the Beatles.
Yeah. Love the Beatles. Really, not until college did I love the Beatles.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was with I met a bunch of Beatles fans who turned me on to the right stuff.
Okay.
You know.
I mean, that's just, not that you're young, but you're not by any stretch old.
Thank you.
So you don't seem to fall into that
Yeah.
that generation, that genre of Beatles and
That's kind of why I'm really excited to be doing this this June 1st show, because we need to keep that sort of influence going, right?
okay.
So we have an opportunity to keep celebrating them with younger people, right? Keep getting younger people into the Beatles.
I can't believe they just got their own XM channel.
Seems like it could have happened a long time ago.
I
right?
thought they had one.
But you know what? They've always been a little more weird with their rights, I think, than the Grateful Dead have had a channel for a long time, but they don't care who has their
I
music.
don't think they even know.
Right. Really. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So what were we saying? Beatles at let me use this as an opportunity to promote the show
Talk about
one more
the Grateful
time.
Dead, and all of a sudden you just can't remember anything.
I just had a flashback, so I don't know. June 1st, that Pino's show. So it's at Pino's in Highland Park. Sgt. Pepper 30th anniversary, and nope, that can't be right. 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary. of Sgt. Pepper.
Bob Macon 30th anniversary.
There you
so
go.
that's where.
Correct.
So there's going to be an all-star band playing all of Sgt. Pepper's
The
Lonely
album in
Hearts
its
Club Band.
entirety,
Yeah.
right?
So
Matter
that's
of
gonna be
fact, we
sweet.
had Anthony Carrera here last week,
Yeah,
who will be playing the sitar.
that's perfect. Yeah,
In that
Is-
ensemble,
yeah.
so to speak.
Within You and Without You, is that from
Yes,
that
I think
album?
that's the tune. Yep,
Yeah.
that he's going to be playing.
Awesome.
There.
Yeah, I met him at a show at Clash Bar in where is that? Clifton.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was doing his thing. He played. I remember in the event before that, he took a poll of what instruments should I play for this show, and listed like 6 instruments that were
Yeah,
all
he
weird.
plays.
Yeah. Plays them all.
Piano and the handpan and the sitar and the guitar.
He played that night. He played sitar and flamenco guitar.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. You don't see a lot of. I mean, you definitely don't see a lot of sitars, but you don't see a lot of flamenco either.
Hey, the only time I ever saw a flamenco guitarist was like in either Spain and Epcot Center, or if I was flipping through the channels and I saw Esteban.
Right, exactly. Trying to sell
on the
you.
home shopping
Trying to sell
network.
you a guitar.
Buy my DVDs. You
Uh-huh.
too can play like this. Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay, pal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
did you take lessons or you self-taught?
I took some lessons.
Okay.
My uncle plays. Sorry, uncle. Uncle Paul. He sort of like showed me the basics, and then I took a few months worth of lessons. I just never found the right teacher that I gelled with, or that I was willing to put in the work and learn at that time when I was younger. I'm thinking about taking some lessons now to get my my improv to the next level. But when you get to a certain point, it's hard to just walk into a Guitar Center and say, "Hey, I want lessons," because not to presuppose, but like, does your average 20-year-old kid who's teaching guitar lessons in Guitar Center have what's going to make me a better player?
Right.
Maybe not. maybe not.
You brought, not just because we're sitting right here in Monmouth Music in Red Bank, New Jersey, but you're probably better off going to a guy who gives you lessons out of his home,
Yeah.
or here for a Monmouth
Yeah.
Music. The area you're in right now, I know several guys.
Yeah.
that are fantastic teachers. One of them's only 20-some years old, but he plays with the experience of, a 45 or 50-year-old. He's that good.
Yeah.
And he's really cool. So,
Sweet. I like that.
But,
yeah, you have to see. I need to find somebody that I'm like, man, that guy, I like how that guy plays. Right. And I have a couple guys in mind, actually.
Well, we're done here tonight. We'll talk, man. I'll
Sweet.
Give you some of the. I'll give you some of the local music. Yeah. When I used to write for the newspaper, it was for the Trentonian, and I used to do their music column. So I kind of was, I became very connected to a music scene I thought I was connected to, and really didn't know that I wasn't until I actually
you got connected.
Got connected more than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Nash?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Clean up the grammar a little bit. You got yourself a coherent thought.
Grammar. How about these pastries?
They look great.
You are more than welcome to eat one if you like. You can eat right on air. We've had guests do that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just not how I was
We've
raised.
had bands just dive right in, but you're a solo guy, so
right.
that might make things difficult. But that's okay. I'm a patient guy, so I can wait between bites. You know what I mean?
I don't think you'd be at a loss
No?
to fill the space.
I just talk to Nash or Tom, or talk to the camera right there that is
That's
unmanned
that's not
as of
on?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's only budget now for 2 cameras, so even though there's 3, we only have 2 operators.
You can have 3 camera operators and 0 guests, or 2 and 1 guest.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, or sometimes I operate it and we just shoot a blank chair.
Gotcha.
I stuff like a lunch bag, draw a face on it. People think
It has slightly less personality than
correct.
you. Right?
That's right. Antoinette Boulangerie specializes in creating delicate and sophisticated works of art using only the highest quality ingredients, and they're located right here in the heart of Red Bank at 32 Monmouth Street. They're a fully operational bakery with all their baking done on premises daily. In addition to the handmade variety of croissants and Danish, Antoinette's also offers a dizzying array of traditional French pastries, macaroons, cookies, and savory treats. Find them at AntoinetteBoulangerie.com, and I want to thank them for every week they give us these pastries, and every week they send over a big carafe of coffee, and please check them out. These things are outrageously good.
They really do look incredible.
They are very good. They're very tasty. I see we've got some of the stuff that you thought were eggs back.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
They're peach.
It could fool the first
They're
time.
peach Danish, but as you see, they can they kind of look like
sunny side
sunny
up.
side up eggs. Yeah,
Which
so.
I'm into that. I eat way more eggs than I do pastries. I'll tell you that.
Good for you.
I try.
Eggs are protein.
But
See?
according to my dad, did send me an article saying like, watch your cholesterol. Essentially, is like the thing.
You know, I'm going to tell you the true story. I got that same lecture from a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 42, I went through a divorce. My ex-wife got the house and the kids, and I got high cholesterol and high blood pressure. Seems like it was not a fair trade-off. Yeah. But
well, does she get half of your high blood pressure and cholesterol?
I can only hope. But what happens is, so I go to the doctor and they're like, you got to cut out this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, you could open my freezer and it would bleed. There was so much red meat in there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, meat, chicken. Oh, meat. Oh, steak. Meat, fish. Meat. And so I cut out all that, and I cut out this and that, and I started taking. I went to my doctor, and he's like, "Look, either you have to change your diet, or I have to put you on medicine." I said, "Well, I really don't want to go on the meds." He says, "Well, then you have to change your diet and you have to exercise." I said, "Doc, do you know what I do for a living? I was a UPS driver. I used to lose 5-7 pounds a day in the summertime.
Yeah.
Drink 2 gallons of water." And he looked at me and goes, "Yeah, but you need some concentrated exercise. Mm-hmm. You're stopping, you're starting, you're going up steps, you're going down steps." He says, "There's nothing consistent. I need you to do some cardio and help you keep your weight and your system flowing. Are you going to be able to do that?" And I looked at him and he said, "All right, I'll give you the pill." So, I get cholesterol med. So lately I've been experimenting.
I'm for it.
I've been experimenting. I decided to eat nothing but eggs 5 days a week for a month.
Nothing but eggs.
Nothing but eggs.
Every meal.
Well, for breakfast every day.
Breakfast.
Two
Gotcha.
2 to 3 eggs every day for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. went to my doctor, my cholesterol actually went down by 10 points.
Cool.
When I cut that out, and I would have eggs like maybe once a week with like oatmeal or fruit or healthy stuff. Yeah.
Gross.
My cholesterol went up by 10 points. So now you tell me.
Yeah. I mean, from the little research I did a while back, the link between cholesterol in your food and cholesterol in your blood maybe is a little more dubious than
you think.
than it's made out to be.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So, we have a note.
Woo.
There you go.
Says,
my glasses
stop
on.
talking about your blood
Stop
pressure.
talking about cholesterol.
You violated doctor-patient confidentiality. That's from your doctor.
Yeah, I just violated the HIPAA laws, apparently.
Exactly.
You say eat more eggs.
The things your doctor tell
from
you are in
Chick-fil-A.
confidence. Right.
Eat more meat.
Eat more chicken.
Let's see. From Experiment 34.
What?
Son of Macon.
Yeah. That's
Sir
not me.
Xerri is the man. Such good songwriting. What is your favorite venue in Jersey to play?
Man. Well, I'm hoping that it will be the Hob after this.
Did you talk to Mary? Is she the one that set that up for you over there? The owner?
Yeah. Well, so
Mary's good people.
my friends have, it's just a hometown spot, and my friends are hometown guys over there, so they know, it's like it's a group thing. It takes a village.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. To be honest, I love Langosta Lounge. I've only played there once actually, but I love going there to see music.
I like the lobster pizza. Talk about cholesterol.
Yeah. Well, lobster's good for you, right?
Lobster, bacon, garlic. It's got all that on there.
Wow. Let's see.
Yeah,
What-
Langosta's a good venue.
Yeah, I've always had a good time, and I like that it's free. Always.
See, I liked Langosta better than the room right next door,
Yacht
which
Club?
is also the Yacht Club.
Yeah.
The Yacht Club, I think, is just too small.
Yeah, which is
But yet these bands seem to love playing there.
I've seen shows there where the sound has just not been cool for me at all.
I played there at the end of January with Matt Scuteri and the Jive Stewards.
Okay.
And I couldn't hear diddly on stage
Yeah.
in the Yacht Club. It was like a struggle.
Yeah.
It really was.
Well, the speakers are set up in a weird spot over there. It's like, or they're
It's
both.
just a weird room.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
hard to get sound in a good
In there, that's
in a
right.
room
As
like
opposed to Langosta, which is a little bigger and longer, and you got to
Yeah.
stay,
Mhm.
Okay, so it's Langosta Lounge?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, if there's a venue out there that wants to change my mind, hire me.
That's right. So what is your website so they can find you?
All right, the website is sirxerri.com. And let me spell that for you because
Please do.
in this whole name-making process, I guess I decided to make it impossible for anyone to find me, right? No one's going to guess how to say, pronounce, or spell my name in any way. But for those of you following at home, www.sirxerri.com. That's SERX like X-ray, ERRI. Sir Xerri.
You know what that name's kind of like? That name's kind of like a personalized license plate.
I'm hoping that it's going to be on a license plate.
I got behind a personalized plate last night on my way home, and the plate said BXLNT.
Be excellent.
Be excellent.
Got
And I
it.
looked at it at first, and I'm like, Boxlint? Oh, wait. Be excellent. Okay, wait a minute. I get it,
Yeah.
But, people become very creative.
Maybe it is box lint.
Could
though.
be. As
And-
opposed to pocket lint. They couldn't fit it.
They couldn't fit it. Pocket. Right. Exactly.
Right? Maybe. I don't know. Nash, we got to research that. Put that on the agenda for the next production meeting.
I'll fact check it.
You the man. Nash, the fact checker.
I'd like to get Sir Xerri on a license plate, but it might be. I think it's 8. That's 8 letters. Are you allowed to get 8 on a license plate?
No,
What do you think?
It's like 6 in a space.
You sure?
Yeah.
Nash, can you fact
Or
check
7. It's either 7 together or 6 in a space. At least that's what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I have personalized plates.
Oh yeah.
I do.
What do they say? One more.
That'll be my
7 in a space.
Nash.
that'll
The
work.
staff can get together and give me that for Christmas.
That'll be for Be core passion.
The producer laughs. Speaking of my producer, Matt, also on this note from Experiment 34,
Wow.
he wants me to promo. Tomorrow night, I have in Trenton, actually, at the Tiernanog. It's another place you can perform. I can hook you up with. Now that you're in the area, maybe you
Yeah.
can play one of my happy hours that I have there.
Oh, you
We
got it.
have the One More Rockin' Happy Hour, and that is at the Tiernanog Irish Pub, 1324 Hamilton Avenue in Trenton. Now, people hear Trenton and they get, they get all nervous and jerky. Oh, it's Trenton, you know.
Yeah.
And when you walk in the front door, you walk in from Trenton. If you walk out the back, you're in Hamilton Township. Go figure. So it's right there. You could literally straddle the line in the street and be in Trenton and Hamilton at the same time. you know.
Nice.
So it's always fun when there be an accident. Watch the Hamilton and Trenton cops decide who's going to take
fight
the
over
call.
the jurisdiction, right?
It's yours. It's yours. No, you take it. No, you take it.
Right.
So, but yeah, that will be tomorrow night from 7 to 9. My guest performer is Rick Winnow. He will be on tap tomorrow night for 2 hours. I have a brand new sponsor. It is Sensational Gifts, and we've got some holistic oils and jewelry and things of that nature to give away tomorrow night. Also sponsored by Neo Zoe and by One More with Danny Coleman and Rock on Radio. Therefore, that's why it's called One More Rockin' Happy Hour. See?
Gotcha.
And again, Rick Winnow will be performing. That's at the Tiernanog, 1324 Hamilton Avenue in Trenton. Following that is an open mic from 9 until close. A fellow by the name of Jerry Monk runs the open mic. He is insanely talented, Jerry. And anybody's welcome to come in and play. It's not like an invitational type of thing. It's an open mic, and we get some nice players that step up there.
Cool.
You know, people sing, they play, that kind of thing. So that's tomorrow night at the Tiernanog, 1324 Hamilton Avenue in Trenton. One More Rockin' Happy Hour.
One more.
Now, if you and your buds aren't, you should bring your guitar and come out for the open mic.
Yeah. Is it a jam? People jam together, or
It's a very
take your
small
turn?
place. It's a very small place. Like, you can't fit more than 2 guys on the stage.
Gotcha.
So it's not a like a jam type environment. There are no drums,
Yeah.
so to speak. But people do jam together if you
If you're so
call them
inclined.
up, if you're
Yeah.
so correct. So they'll be there. And if you get up on there, since you're there and I'm there and you perform, tell the bartender, hey,
Hook
this guy needs a
up.
gig.
Sweet.
So we kind of got that whole thing. It's like a vicious circle. Me, the bartender, the owner. We feed off each other, so to speak.
Nice. Awesome.
Anybody that's ever played my happy hour has gotten a gig there.
Sweet.
It's kind of like the unwritten deal,
I dig it.
because the happy hour doesn't pay much, but they give them a gig which does pay much better. So
Cool.
it's kind of like a paid audition
I
type
dig
of
that.
deal.
Yeah. Is
Perfect.
it they have like solo or
Yes.
is it, 'cause it's
Solos,
small?
duos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's small
Not
trios.
much more than that.
Yeah, not much more than that at all. Every now and then they do put a full band in there, but like the drummer has to set up on the floor in front of the stage and to the side, and they got to move tables.
Facing the corner.
Pretty much, they make them sit in the corner. Yeah.
That's probably what this Hob gig is going to be like anyway.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Just you and a drummer?
No, it's a 4-piece. Yeah.
Oh.
That's my band right now.
Oh, forget it. I won't be going. I won't be able to get in there.
No.
You guys are gonna take up all the room.
I think our plan is to just line up straight, all parallel
Crawl
on the wall.
underneath that window there. Yeah, you're the Hob is located on Spring Street or Second Street or Spring Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called the Hob, H-O-B, because it's literally, if you look at a map, it is in the dead center, the heart of Bordentown. H-O-B, the Hob Tavern. And it's a neat little shot and beer joint, great bar staff, great owner, good food.
Yeah, I may go for dollar tacos after I leave here.
It's kind of dark and swanky at the Hob, but
Hey.
it's the kind of place I like. So
Right.
So other than Macon's thing, what do you have going on? You got the Hob on Wednesday. You have Macon's thing. What else?
Yeah, so this Friday I'm playing at Stay Gold in Belmar. You know that spot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good spot. I play there almost every month.
Do you?
I'm playing with Brandon Broderick. I don't know if
Oh, I know Brandon. He's from Hightstown.
Yeah.
He's a former guest of my radio show, Brandon.
Sweet. He's playing with me at the Hob too. On
Oh, is he?
Wednesday. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it's we're gonna have some fun I think at that show. So you should come by and if bring whatever, you'll be the fifth man. Bring your percussion if you want to get up and play.
If I want to percuss,
If you want to percuss.
there'll be. I
No
don't know how
cussing.
you're going to do that because if there's the bar, for those of you at home, picture a circular bar. It's kind of like, it's square down this end and then it circles around this way. And these seats with the circle, I mean, you can literally, the people that are sitting in those seats can reach out and shake your hand while you're playing.
Yeah. I may just crowd surf the whole time.
That's
to
quite
save
possible.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll make it work.
I
doubt.
have no doubt, but
Yeah.
it's a neat little place. So if you're watching this and you're anywhere in the area and you want to come down and see Sir Xerri, please do so.
Yeah. So that's Wednesday. Friday, I'm playing with Brandon, just acoustic at
Stay gold.
Stay Gold, but we shred on that. It's basically I just try to keep up with him the whole time. It's pretty awesome.
He's very talented.
Yeah, he's really good. What else? Right, so then the June 1st gig with at Pino's. That's the Sgt. Pepper 50th anniversary. So that's going to be sweet. I'm to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be solo or with a band for that one just
Okay.
yet. Still trying to work out the details.
Come on, Macon. You're the guy the details.
No, that's on my end. He's
Oh, that's
easy.
your end.
Yeah.
Macon, you're a god.
Bob's exactly. Bob's easy. Bob's like, yeah, man, do your thing. And then June 16th is another Bob Macon special event at Roxy and Duke's. So that's going to be, I forget exactly who's on that bill. I know, Experiment 34 is on
Right.
that bill, which, by the way, thanks for the question. Yeah, those guys. Matt dates my cousin. So that's the whole connection.
There's a
here.
connection there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Will Wood and the Tapeworms is also on that
Yes.
June 16th
Yep.
gig.
Matter of fact, the next 2 weeks will not be live rock on radios.
Mm-hmm.
This coming Sunday is Memorial Day weekend, and people are busy, and
Yeah.
picnics and parties and drinking and boating and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I
All in
traditionally
combination.
it's one of the 2 weekends I traditionally take off throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be this Sunday, but I'm re-airing this past Thursday. I interviewed Michael Ray from Kool and the Gang.
Sweet.
He came in and sat. He's a Trenton guy, and he was in town, and he came in and sat down with me for a full 2 hours with a vocalist he's working with, Lorana Phipps, and some of his entourage. And he played some trumpet live, and we played some of his stuff from Cosmic Crude, his jazzy things, and that show's going to re-air on Sunday, May 28th, and then June 4th, Will Wood and the Tapeworms will be in the studio, but it'll also be a pre-recorded program because I have a gig in Ben Salem, so
Sweet.
in Pennsylvania, so I cannot be in 2 places at once.
No, you can't.
But that'll be Rock on Radio. Then June 11th, we go back live with another artist from the Macon concert series. So I just
Sweet.
forget who it is at this moment. So yeah, but that's what's happening there, and that's so funny that you work with Brandon. How did you come across Brandon?
We actually we were both at Rutgers at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But we really didn't ever play together in college, I don't think. But he, Eitan Levine, keyboard player.
Yeah, I know that name. I don't know him personally. But...
He's really good, and he plays a lot of people.
Okay.
So that's probably how you know him. They were in a band together, and I think they went to high school together. So they have known each other. We were just sort of in like peripheral circles, but I lived with Eitan, and he was in a band with Brandon. So we knew of each other, and we were both doing a lot of the same bars. I think Brandon and I had alternate Wednesday night residencies at the George Street Ale House on George Street. You know New
In New
Brunswick, at all?
Brunswick, yeah. Okay.
So Like we were always just sort of around each other, and I forget how exactly I reconnected with him. I think at an open mic in Lambertville, maybe City Market.
Oh, okay, City Market. Yeah, it's
or
like the third Saturday or something of every month.
First or second.
The radio station. Well, you've been to the radio stations in
Yeah.
Lambertville, so. Well, you know what? Hour's up, my friend.
Strap it. Wow, that was
I
great.
will say this is the first time ever on the show I think I've ever discussed cholesterol.
Hey, you know what?
But you wanted one more cholesterol discussion. Somebody emailed us, and that's what we gave you. So,
I don't believe that.
but right now we're gonna let Sir Xerri perform a little bit for us. Matt, what's he had? 2-3 songs tonight? How many we giving him? 3. There you go.
Woo! All right, strap in.
3 songs. You do that. I'm gonna go over here and hang out with Tom for 30 seconds or so, and try and do a little bit of an ad read for Monmouth Music, where this show comes to you live every Monday night, right here on the Carousel Arts YouTube channel. Once again, please, if you go to our channel, subscribe so that we can get that dedicated URL, and then we can blab it and broadcast it all over the place. So we would greatly appreciate that. But Monmouth Music has been in operation here at 30 Monmouth Street for 30 years in Red Bank, New Jersey. Owner operated by Mario DiBartolo. Monmouth Music provides lessons to students of all levels, as well as high school orchestra instruments for sale and rental. They also have Bob Pinto's Guitar Hospital in the back, and a full-service amplifier repair service by BP Electronics. So if you want to come on down to Monmouth Music, you're always guaranteed to get personal service because it's owner-operated, and if you're in Red Bank, it's well worth the trip. Monmouth Music, 30 Monmouth Street, right here in downtown Red Bank. Right now, I'm going to give you Sir Xerri.
Thank you very much. Still here. All right, I'm gonna start off with a tune where I actually wrote the chorus for this one in bed one morning. Just sort of, I woke up with it in my head. So it's about those things that make you blush. It's called Sympathetic Response. It's awful hot in here. My ears are burning red. It looks like you're doing just fine. Must have been something I said, not quite on solid ground, and how my blood reveals it. Not sure if you can tell, but I can always feel that, ooh, vasodilation. Ooh, yeah, vasodilation. Well, I put my foot in my mouth. I'm not sure if you can see it. Well, I won't forget my line, no, no, no. I'm destined to repeat it, ooh, 1,000 times, ooh, vasodilation. Ooh, yeah, vasodilation. Ooh, vasodilation. Ooh, yeah, vasodilation. I'm going flush again. I'm going flush again. I'm going flush again. I'm going flush again. And I can always feel it, ooh, vasodilation. Ooh, yeah, vasodilation.
vasodilation. Ooh, yeah, vasodilation. I can always feel it. Ooh, vasodilation. I can always feel it. Ooh, vasodilation. Can always feel it. Ooh, vasodilation. I can always feel it. Ooh, vasodilation.
Hey, thanks, Danny. All right, that's one. This next one is called That Kind of Man, and this is on my website, Xerri.com. If I told you, dear, I couldn't give you my heart, and I need to be free, I hope you'd understand I'm that kind of man. If I called you the one, as I took your hand, hope you didn't mind, I never told you a lie, it was true at the time. I'm that kind of man, just a fool I've been told, and I won't compromise. A fool never dies and he never grows old. I fall in love every day, and I like it that way. And I don't have a plan, I'm just that kind of man. Yes, I'm that kind of man. If I told you, dear, I couldn't give you my heart, and I need to be free, I hope you'd understand I'm that kind of man. But if I made you cry when I told you goodbye, well, I would apologize and do all I can, 'cause I'm that kind of man. I'm that kind of man, just a fool I've been told, and I won't compromise. A fool never dies and he never grows old. I fall in love every day, and it's better that way. And I don't have a plan, I'm just that kind of man. Yes, I'm that kind of man. Oh yeah, that kind of man. Yeah, I'm that kind of man. Oh yeah, that kind of man. I'm that kind of man. Yes, I'm that kind of man. And I fall in
don't have a plan. I'm just that kind of man. Yes, I'm that kind of man.
Thank you. All right, one more. This song is called "You Can Sit With Me." Everything's gonna be alright. It's never as bad as it seems. Even if this is the end of days, at least we can watch it all go down in flames. Well, he's got a problem, she understands. She doesn't want any blood on her hands. Well, he votes his wallet, she votes her heart. They both get a sticker for doing their part. Everything's gonna be alright. It's never as bad as it seems. Even if this is the end of days, at least we can watch it all go down in flames. Well, she says there's people who don't have a chance, perpetual victims of their circumstance. But he don't believe that, no, America's great. And she's worked for all of that food on his plate. Selective indifference and truth a la carte. We'll go down together, we'll go down apart. Everything's gonna be alright. It's never as bad as it seems. Even if this is the end of days, at least we can watch it all go down in flames. Proudly divided, what's yours and what's mine, clinging to only what we can define. You can parade yourself all over town, but don't ever let that old flag touch the ground. Everything's gonna be alright. It's never as bad as it seems. Even if this is the end of days, at least we can watch it all go down in flames. Everything's gonna be alright. It's never as bad as it seems. Oh no. Even if this is the end of days, at least we can watch it all go down in flames. And I've got a seat saved for you. Thank you. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir Xerri. It's always a pleasure. Nash, it's always a pleasure to get together with Sir Xerri. And thank you all. Well, thank you very much. Thank you all for tuning in. Next week, we will, I believe we are off for the Memorial Day holiday. I know that Monmouth Music is closed, so unless we're going to be coming to you from somebody's backyard, I don't know. But I'm thinking we're taking a week off. Who do we have, Matt? Who do we have on June 5th?
Pat and Kevin, authors of one of those Images of America books.
Kat and Kevin, authors of Images of America books. Okay, good. They will be here on June 5th, live from Monmouth Music. I want to thank Antoinette Boulanger, and I want to thank the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank, as well as Mario, of course, Mario DiBartolo, right here at Monmouth Music. Thank you, Sir Xerri. Thank you, Bob Macon. And again, Sgt. Pepper's 50th anniversary, June 1st. You can check him out there. Tomorrow night at the Hob in Bordentown. Or Wednesday night. Tomorrow night's the OneMore Rockin' Happy Hour at the Tiernanog. So, until June 5th, right? Come hang with us, and maybe we'll have one more. Good night.